You smell that? Smell that? Smells like playoff football, baby. Woo! Let's go. We got playoff football. We got tons of news dropping. We got people trying to poach our front office staff, trying to poach our defensive coordinators. We got playoffs to worry about. We have the path to the Super Bowl set. We have a lot of good stuff to talk about as the 49ers 2023-24 regular season has officially come to a close. And we got playoffs, baby. Let's go. Drop your SDSs in the chat and let's vibe. Smash that like button if you haven't already. Love to see it. Playoffs, baby. We got the playoffs. I love it because it feels like a new season is about to start. And yesterday's game was the playoff preseason game leading us up into the real season, the season that we've all been waiting for, highly anticipating, just waiting, because we talked about this at the very beginning of the year. Number one goal was the number one seed. The San Francisco 49ers came in, took care of business, and absolutely have us set up for a big time potential run at number 6. And again, we're not looking for it. We're not questing. We're not hunting. We know where it is. We know where it is. And that 6th ring that has eluded us, that we've been questing for, we know where it is. It's in Vegas. It's located in Las Vegas. And we know how to get there. The map is detailed. It's right there in front of us. So no more questing, no more hunting, no more gathering, no more searching. We know where it is. We got to go take it. We got to take it. We're not looking anymore. We're not questing. We're not on a magical journey to find the mythical Lombardi. We're taking it this year. So that's the vibe heading into the playoffs. I love it. Again, feels like a brand new season is we're about to embark on as we get ready for this upcoming playoff run that's about to be legendary. Justin absolutely got the Jeremiah Gibbs pick correctly. Also, too, don't forget, there's a national championship game tonight. And if you so dare to have some fun and wager on this game using Sleeper, and you want to try to get in on this action, Sleeper just heavily discounted Michael Penix. So if you wanted to get basically a free Michael Penix pick, the over-under is set, I believe, at 162 yards. No, excuse me, 112 yards. The over-under is set on for Michael Penix. You could see right here, sort of, if it focused. It won't focus. There you go. Michael Penix, you have 17 minutes. You have 17 minutes to get that in before it goes away. If you want to get in and have some extra fun with the national championship game coming up. So I would 100% smash the over. without much hesitation. And if you're going to play, use the promo code SF9ers. Get up to $500 deposit match on your first deposit. Sounds like some fun. But some things that aren't so fun are the Chargers, the Commanders, those guys trying to poach, trying to steal, trying to take our guys. So if you guys haven't heard, the Chargers have requested to interview 49ers defensive coordinator Steve Wilks. So he will throw his hat into the potential head coaching candidacy for another team. And as well, Adam Peters, our assistant general manager, has already been requested to be interviewed for one of the top general manager spots in the league with the Commanders, which I feel like we could lose that one. Because they have the greatest relief pitcher of all time. Former Warriors general manager Bob Myers, who's a legend, kind of guiding the search, and they have a relationship. So there, I would not be surprised if Adam Peters ends up the Commanders general manager with tons of cap space, top 2 pick, franchise quarterback right off the get. So we might lose Adam Peters. So we gotta prepare for what is going down. So whew, not ideal. Lil Heater says, who else do I pick if I go with the Penix pick? Great question. I see Justin's already eyeing a Corum touchdown. I'm actually going to go right with Justin. Oh, they took it out. If they did have it, no, they don't have. They know better. Corum's actually set at over under 105 yards rushing. That one's kind of high. But you could go with J.J. McCarthy. This feels like it's going to be a shootout type game. So if you want to pick the 2 touchdowns, over under set 1.5 touchdowns for J.J. McCarthy, that could be an option. Odunzie, I believe is how you say his name. That guy's a PPR machine. Could potentially look there. There are some good ones. There's some good ones coming up. So, but to be honest, man, as we focus on the San Francisco 49ers and we focus on what the 49ers need to do, I think the 49ers are in a good spot. I know a lot of people are kind of worried about the Jake Moody situation. And I talked about it in my post-game reaction. I said the only real concern to come out was Jake Moody missing the field goals. And is it concerning when your field goal kicker misses a field goal and a PAT in back-to-back attempts? Yes, it is. But is it something that we need to freak out about? Is it something that we need to go rush to Jake Moody's Instagram post and tell him that he needs to get off our team? No, that's not. So if you are one of those people who are doing that, or you're thinking about doing that, don't do that. Don't do that, because that doesn't help the guy that is on our team that we need in the playoffs. Kyle Shanahan already talked about he's not bringing in tryouts. He's not bringing anyone else. This team is riding with Jake Moody. So please don't go to his Instagram and drop a bunch of mean comments and send him a bunch of mean DMs before we've even gotten to the playoffs. Don't do that. Please don't do that. So this is what it is. Obviously, is that an ideal situation for Jake Moody missing those kicks. No, it's a little bit concerning, but is it panic button concerning? No, it's not. It's not. Bubba says, guy missed 5 kicks all year. People need to relax. 100%. As we can tell, the kicker situation has been sensitive since the beginning of the year. And so people are still kind of like it completely died because he was making everything. So no one was even talking about it. The only reason we're talking about it is because it popped up in this last game. It can be concerning and also not a big deal at the same time because obviously what we need from Jake is to kind of flush it out the system. Get it out so that when that time comes, when he's relied upon, he'll be ready to go. That's the biggest thing. And the worst thing that the 49ers could do is bring in another kicker for a workout. Like they're trying to take away any confidence from Jake Moody in this particular standpoint would be a disservice to the team. You kind of have to we knew what it was at the very beginning of the year. You drafted this guy in the 3rd round, which is like equating to a top 5 pick for a quarterback, but in regards to a kicker. And so you got to ride and die. And you got to live. And we knew that at the beginning of the year. He's a rookie. You got to live with the ups and the downs, and you got to be able to withstand those storms. And so he's a rookie. Give him a break. Let him build up those callus. Let him build up these experiences, and we'll see. We don't know. We don't know yet what's going to happen in the playoffs. What if we have to rely on Jake Moody and Jake Moody's clutch? We don't know. So the biggest thing is that's where we're riding with Jake into the playoffs. It's not going to be another kicker. It's not going to be anyone off the streets. That's just not what's going to happen. So it would suit the 49ers to back their guy, give him as much confidence and belief in him as possible so that when he's ready to be called upon, he's ready to go. And he's not second guessing anything because XY97J Falcon on Instagram says otherwise in his comments. So we just got to be patient, man. Just got to be patient. So it's concerning, but I'm not at all freaking out. I'm not at all whatever. It's concerning to a fan because we have PTSD because we have no control over what's happening on the field. We have no control. We have lots of thoughts. We have lots of opinions. And that is very, very true. But part of it is we don't have the ability to affect the changes or outcomes within a game. So we are kind of just along for the ride. And that can be unsettling for a lot of people that they're like, oh, see, this is why we should have kept, you know what I mean? Like, so I would just say ride with it. Keep building him up. I'm telling you guys, like, in this social media age, I've seen it for years. Our fan base can have an impact on social media positively and negatively. I have seen it happen time and time again. If you want the 49ers to be successful, don't use your social media powers to dishearten our kicker that we might need. Build him up. Prop him up. Say, you'll get him next time, Jake. Please don't go to his Instagram and go at his neck. That's not going to benefit us in the long run. Because if you truly want a Super Bowl, and that's the aspirations that you're looking for, that's all we want. And also, too, have you ever heard the saying, it's not how you start, it's how you finish? He may have cost us 2 games, but what if he wins us 2 games in the playoffs? That's why I'm saying just chill. Just chill for right now. Just chill. Relax. Let's let it play out. Just let it play out. because we don't know. We don't know what the future holds. We don't know if Jake Moody comes in absolutely clutch in the playoffs. Dare I say the Super Bowl? We don't know. We just don't know. So let's be easy and let's keep our eyes focused on the prize, Super Bowl. What do we want? We want our kicker confident, not worried about the fan base destroying him on social media. I think Jake will be all right. But boy, let's take a look at this playoff, the bracket. The bracket is exciting. It gets the blood pumping. This is the path. Like, again, this is why I'm kind of over the quest for 6. We've quested enough. We've located, we've identified, we've geotagged, we have Apple AirTags on the Lombardi. We know where it is. We have the map. We have everything that we need. We just have to go out and execute. We got to do our job, and we got to get it done. So the 49ers will play the lowest seed to win these wild card playoff games. So there is a chance it could be Green Bay. There's a chance it could be the Rams. There's a chance it could be maybe the Bucks, maybe the Eagles. But I don't know. I don't know who we're going to see. Feels like a date with we could see the Rams. I don't know. This is going to be interesting. Because you have Matthew Stafford going back to Detroit. And Detroit hasn't been in the playoffs in forever. And I don't know. Could we see like a similar situation like the 2021 where we played the Rams 3 times? Could be. But if the Lions win, if the Cowboys win, and I would say if the Eagles win, we play the Eagles, if I'm not mistaken. So I don't know. I like the 49ers odds in this scenario. Obviously, the way the 49ers have been playing, I think any opponent in the NFC is welcomed. And again, not trying to get too ahead of myself, too cocky, any of that. But I think the 49ers can definitely win 2 games on their way to the Super Bowl. So it'll be fascinating. And I'm sure you guys have heard the conspiracy theories when, look at the logo colors. They say like the last 3 Super Bowl logos have determined who the Super Bowl was going to be between. Well, that's, looks a little red, looks a little purple. Well, the top team in the AFC, Ravens. Top team in the 49ers, I don't know. Tinfoil hat time. Put your tinfoil hat on. But bottom line is I'm excited because the 49ers second season is about to start. We have this prolonged period of no 49ers football for what, like 2 weeks? Oh, 2 weeks feels brutal with no football. But as we know, we can't lose this weekend. So that is a good sign for us. The Eagles are falling apart at the seams. Their quarterback just like broke his middle finger on his throwing hand. I don't think he broke it. I think he dislocated something, but you get my point. I'm being hyperbolic. But I'm looking forward to it, man. I'm looking forward to this next ride, this next journey, this next chapter, because we're at a point in time where everything that happened in the regular season doesn't really matter all that much. So we're starting brand new. We're starting fresh, and we have an opportunity to get out to a hot start with that against whichever team's going to come into Levi's. The 49ers have a chance to get healthy. Man, I think the biggest piece that you want to have back currently is Eric Armstead. Yeah, God, if you can get Eric Armstead back for the playoffs, that would be just insanely massive, because we haven't seen Eric for a while, and it would be great to get him back out there, because we know he is a stout run defender, and we've missed his presence on the interior. So if we get Eric back, huge. I feel like he should be back by that time. So that will be a massive get for the 49ers defense. Obviously, by that time, Jair Brown should be healthy again, hopefully. So he'll be able to be good to go. And if not, Logan Ryan has gotten some experience these last couple weeks. Taylor Hawkins came off the practice squad and played pretty decently, had his first career interception. So some guys got some much needed reps, I would say, this past game against the Rams. Now, obviously, it wasn't the outcome that we wanted, but a lot of guys got a lot of good reps in that Rams game. So that could help benefit this team moving forward. If any injuries do occur, or again, we need to rotate guys, whatever it may be. But there was some quality reps that were had in that game against the Rams, which was, for the most part, absolutely meaningless. So it's not too often that you run into an NFL game that is meaningless. But when your ticket's already punched, you know where you're playing, you know when you're playing, and it doesn't matter if you win or lose. Those games are very rare. They don't happen all that often. So 49ers took advantage of it, rested their guys, and it's going to be all right. You know what? Who do I have winning? Washington or Michigan? I'm going Washington. I'm going Washington. I like Washington a lot. I have Pac-12 bias. Definitely some Pac-12 bias. As a Cal fan. So I like Michael Penix. I've been watching Penix since Illinois. He's been a phenomenal quarterback for a long time. I think a lot of hype is heading towards Michigan, and they looked pretty solid. They looked really stout for the most part against Alabama. But I'm going Washington, baby. Pac-12, let's go. We need the Pac-12 to rep on the way out, man. I mean, how poetic would that be that in the final season of the Pac-12, a Pac-12 team wins the Natty? So I'm going. Yeah, I'm gonna go. I'm going Washington, man. Okay, okay. We got some sleeper wagers in. Money on Corum tonight. There we go. So we'll see. We'll see how it goes. But tonight's gonna be a big game. Tonight's gonna be crazy. What time's that game start? Um Huskies versus Is the game starting now? It started 4 minutes ago. All right. Well, I guess we got things to do. Hold on a minute. Starting now. Is that early? Feels early, maybe because I'm on the West Coast. But I guess East Coast. 7:30 start. So it makes sense. I don't know. It's a tough one. I got a lot of love for Jim Harbaugh though, so I like Jim Harbaugh quite a bit, and would love to see him kind of go out on top as he gets ready to potentially return to the NFL. Oh, was it okay? So starts in about 15 minutes, I think. So we'll ride it out for about 15 minutes. What else do you guys want to talk about regarding the 49ers? Obviously, we talked about um, some of the stuff from yesterday's game. Obviously, there's not a ton that I, really feel like we need to get into. Um, we talked about Adam Peters, Steve Wilkes, them potentially getting poached, which again just wouldn't be ideal. Would hope to keep the continuity around, but feels feels good otherwise. Brian says, "Love our team's positioning right now. Best situation we've had yet with Shanahan going into the playoffs. And what's your favorite moment of the season?" That's a good question. That's a good question. Um, I agree. I think that this is our team's best positioning. Obviously, we've had the one seed before, but we didn't have the kind of like pre-buy, the preseason playoff game leading into it. A lot on the line. My mic is acting up. Anything, let me know in the comments. What's my favorite moment of this season? Beating the Eagles was pretty fun. There was a lot of really good moments this year. Beating the Cowboys was really fun. Um, there was a lot of good stuff this season, but I don't know. I feel like all right, my mic is apparently on the fritz. Oh, I think I know what it is. Does this change anything? Or do I still sound a little robotronic? Because if I do, I think I know why. Where's my producer at? That's a great question. That is a great question. Where's my producer? Okay. So I had Hulu on. I realized if I have Hulu on in the background and I'm watching something, the audio could have some issues. All right, so it sounds like we're good. Uh, yeah, I would say favorite moment is probably beating the Eagles because that felt like a big time full circle moment. The especially the way the game started with the 49ers behind, with the offense 3 and outs right out the gate, negative yardage throughout the first quarter in Philly. Philly been talking all year, and then boom, 49ers punked Philly and absolutely exposed them. The Philadelphia Eagles are 1-5 since Brock Purdy went into their home and took their wallets. So I don't know. I feel like it was Dallas. That Dallas game, being at that game was electric. The week after was super fun. But again, also like when Eagles week came around, it was like, oh, this is ratcheted up a little bit. Eagles week was a little different energy because of the past year. So um absolutely loved that Eagles game. That was fantastic. Um that was a fun one. Definitely. Definitely was a good one. Uh I enjoyed it. But I will say too, another like if individual moments, I think the moment the 49ers clinched the 1 seed, that was also a really cool moment on the year, like where getting to see all the players' reactions and stuff like that, that was fun as well. Just seeing the everyone's response, like we had just won a big playoff game when we had clinched due to yet again the Phillies being exposed. So I think it revolves around Philly a little bit. I think 49er fans spent a couple months too long thinking about Philadelphia, and I was at the game yesterday. The They threw up the Philadelphia score. It was like 24-0. The Giants were ahead. The entire stadium erupted. 49er fans don't like Philly. You know, we don't like a lot of, we don't like the Cowboys. We don't like Seattle. We don't like our division, things like that. But I think there's a new level of disdain for Philly that goes beyond our divisional opponents. Might even go beyond the Cowboys just because the Cowboys rivalry is just legendary. It's storied. Um all these different like there's we destroyed them this year. For me, the that brings the Cowboys rivalry like up, and back to the forefront. But that Eagles one, something different about that one. Something different about that one. That one was personal. It was absolutely personal. Um, so yeah. Ooh. For right now, I think if you polled the fan base, the Eagles might be the most hated team by the 49ers fan base right now, but judging by everyone's reaction to the team. So I feel I got it on in the background. I see Michael Penix coming out. I think Michael Penix going to go crazy tonight. I think he's got a massive chip on his shoulder, not getting the Heisman, kind of been an underdog. I love his story. Like I said, I've been watching Penix for a while, and it was crystal clear to see how much talent he had. We'll see. We'll see. But yeah, man, the Natty's about to get going right here in front of us. I love it. Does make me super excited about this next season, which is playoff football for the 49ers, where they control their own destiny. This is the best part. The San Francisco 49ers got 2 games. 2 games, and they're in the Super Bowl. That's what's crazy to me, is that throughout all these crazy ups and downs of this season, starting with the craziest offseason that we've ever had. Don't forget about it. That training camp was insane. Like, I'm not sure we're ever going to see training camp coverage like that ever again. Like, it was one of the crazier things I'd ever been a part of. Then all the way till now, to where the 49ers control everything that they want to do, and that they have 2 games to win before they're in it at the end, and then we'll take it from there. For me, step 1, get to the dance, and then once we get to the dance, then we'll have that next conversation. But right now, just get there. Get in. Give yourself an opportunity. So I'm excited, man. I'm excited for this next chapter of 49ers football. There's this team could cement itself with some of the all-time great teams. What they've done offensively this year, they have a huge opportunity in front of them. This is legacies on the line, and I don't think you want it any other way. So I love it, man. I love it. They're getting ready to kick off in the Natty. So we got some big-time college football coming up here. We've got about 2 weeks of ramp up until we figure out this weekend who the 49ers are going to play, and then it's time. It's time. So I can't wait. But I appreciate all of you guys, as always, for tapping in. What a phenomenal year. What a crazy regular season. It's been a blast. Make sure you grab your cookies on the way out. San Francisco 49ers start a new season right now. Whatever happened in that regular season, we can put it behind us, because the new season begins now. Playoff season is underway. And boy, I can't wait. Absolutely. That was the fastest season so far. Fastest season so far, but grab your cookies on the way out. Appreciate all you guys. Y'all the best. And I'm excited for it. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Appreciate y'all. We're out of here. Smash that like button if you haven't already. Love to see it.